Howdy folks, Brian back with you again with BG Model Workshop. And over the weekend, Mrs. BG, she had done a stash update, kind of covering the spoils of what we collected at the Modelzona show. And yeah, she did pick out nearly every one of those kits herself. I only picked out the Audi Quattro and the Lancia, and everything else was all her. She really did blow the budget by 140%. So, plus more, I think there was actually probably more. But again, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun. She got to meet some of the guys in my model building group, and I wanted to share with you guys the hardware that we brought home. But first, we want to do a shop card shout outs. So we're going to start off with my buddy Rob over at Rob's Model Addiction. And if you don't find any inspiration in the shop cards we're going to share with you guys here in a few seconds, then you might not be a model builder. So Rob's got this wonderful card here. I totally dig this Chevelle right here. This blown engine is amazing. And the T-bucket is pretty sweet too. And you can't not love a big rig, right? So thanks for doing the card swap with us, Rob. I appreciate that. And the next up is Red's Automotive Scale Models. And we all know Red as Brando, but Red's good too. We all have to have a nickname, right? Apparently, what's floating around out there for me is BG stands for Big Guys Model Shop. So, hey, I'll go with it. At least I know what you guys are talking about when you talk about me. But again, Brando, awesome card. Very inspirational. I have a 5-window coupe in the stash, and this is how I want to build it. So thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that. And we like doing that card swap with you. And then here we have Tourstown Models, our buddy Jay. That is awesome. You can see up close that this has carbon fiber work done in it. So that is a really awesome rendering, buddy. Thank you so much for doing the card swap with us. We appreciate that. And gentlemen, thank you all for the kind words that are on the back of the cards as well. We appreciate that greatly. So let's get on to the hardware after we did the paperware. So Modelzona is usually mostly aircraft and military vehicles, and there is cars, and that's just not going to cooperate, is it? All right, I've done this video 6 times already, and we're just going to go with it from here. But we entered the Tom Daniel garbage truck that we had done a little bit of a rework to. And let's just go over here for it. We did the surfboards. They were going vertical. I made some actual wooden surfboards out of some balsa wood. And then I changed out the rear tires. So we put on some aftermarket AMT racing slicks on the back there to give it a little more authenticity. And then in the back is where we did all of our work. So back there is actually a little tiki bar. There we go. A little tiki bar. We got a little lady back there at the back serving drinks, and we got some decor going on. We got the Hawaiian flag, all that kind of cool stuff back there. And this dude brought us 3rd place. So we got ourselves a nice little 3rd place medallion. There's the proof of the pudding right there. And yeah, it was a big surprise to us because the category this was in vehicle other, and we were up against some stuff that we had seen at the Nationals that brought home awards. So to come in 3rd in that group was a lot of fun for us. But the big shocker, which I suppose shouldn't be a shocker, was my little Tamiya VW Bug. And this guy, this is our splash paints bug. This is the first vehicle we ever used splash paints on, and first time we ever used a 2K clear. And this little guy brought us 1st place. And we were talking to the judges, because it turned out that the judges were part of the local model car club that I had just joined, and they barely know me. They don't even know my work. I've never even showed them stuff before. But they said they walked up to the table and they saw this guy amongst all the other vehicles in factory stock, and they were like, "There's your winner. Let's see if we can figure out who 2nd place is." And that was it. That was done. So that was a huge boost to the morale, and a big stoker for getting some stuff done and done well here at the bench. So we were very happy with that, very proud of that moment, and he's going to go into his own special little case with his little medallion on display there, and we'll retire him from the circuit since he's won a prize, as well as the garbage truck. So let's move on to a couple other things. I just picked up at the hobby store yesterday some Vallejo stuff. I've never used this stuff before, and I did try to use this one here, which is the natural steel. I tried to use that on the transmission for our diabetes group build, the Jeep Poncho, and it didn't cover very well, and it stayed very tacky for a long time. And I had shaken this up as much as I could, and it still just didn't seem to cover very well. So I ended up actually going back over it with some Tamiya dull aluminum, and I like how that looks now. But I was just wondering if anybody else out there uses these Vallejo colors, if they've ever had a situation where the coverage is poor and it stays tacky for a long time. I mean, we're talking like a couple of hours being tacky still. So I want to know if anybody else has used this stuff, and if it's just simply a shake and apply type of deal, or if there's something else I need to do with it, or if maybe I got a bad batch. I'm not quite certain. So in the comments below, please leave a note about that. I'd appreciate that, because I want to make sure that if I start using that particular brand for things, that I'm using it correctly, and I'm not poo-pooing it. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. As far as the group builds are going, we still have to finish the diabetes group build, which is about halfway done, and our JDM group build as well. And I will do videos specifically for those so we don't make this too much longer. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you a little bit later on. I've got a client showing up here in a little bit, so I got to get ready for that. And we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Everybody have a great rest of your week. Bye now.